Today, guys, you know this deck if you've watched the channel before. It's Belo Betty Day. This deck specifically I saw at the Bandai Card Fest in a video from OPTCG deck list or something like that. I can't remember the guy's YouTube. I'll try to link it down below if I can find the video. Super cool list here, very different. We're getting into the deck profile at the end, but I want to start with saying join the Discord. It's in the description below. We now have a Discord with buy, sell, trade, general chat, voice chat, Mr. Pow versus viewers. I want to do a little short segment where maybe once a week I take on 3 of you guys. I just go into the general, I drop the or maybe I go in announcements, I drop the numbers, you type it in, play against me, and we just play some games of One Piece. You may have 1,000 subs, do a little cash prize tournament. First person to beat me gets this or whatever, and we do some unorthodox decks. So we'll make a list of a tier of decks that you can only play these decks, and it's just for fun. You have a good time. So anyways, that's it for me yapping. Let's get straight into some games today of Belo Betty. Again, this is not my full deck list. I did not build this. I love Belo Betty. I've built things, so many different decks, but this one's not mine. I can't take any credit, any changes, anything like that. I just love Belo Betty. This is a fun deck. So let's get into some games, and we'll get into the deck profile at the end. Subscribe. We're almost at 300 subs. Let's get to 1,000 very soon. We're going against Red Blue Marco. You never see this deck on the sim anymore. I think this is a keeper hand. 2 Karasus in hand is not really, it's not the sauce. It's not what we want to see, but I will definitely take it if I need it. The blockers are going to be good, but it's really easy for them to kill these cheap little 2Ks to them because they can give every character minus 2,000. I'm assuming this deck's looking to starve us out. I have no idea. I honestly have not played Marco in OPO9 against it, I should say. I have tried the deck. I've played a few fun options. My favorite option personally is the Buckin strategy with the Ivankov, where you play 3-drop Buckin, or you play 3-drop Ivankov to play Buckin from the top of your deck. Buckin effect is that when it's played, you play out a Weevil as rested. So we play the 4-drop Weevil rested from our hand, drawing us a card. And literally, it is the perfect setup. That deck list is so much fun. If you haven't seen it, you need to go check that out It's on the YouTube. It's one of my videos. I can link it down below if I need to. Hopefully I remember to. This Newgate is a very scary card against us. I think we look at the top. We'll grab stage. We will play stage. And then we will discard a Karasu to see what we can find. Find another Karasu. Sure, that's fine with me because now we have our Ivankov and Karasu on our next turn. And we're swinging 5-5 into 4-4. That sounds good to me. Pretty solid turn, in my personal opinion. He'll be sitting at 3 Dawn here. He won't have his Ivankov effect as active, which is very good for us because that card is kind of scary. It's pretty easy for us to clear with the Kuma and Koala or just Lindbergh if we need it. He draws, attach the Dawn, draw 1. He's going to filter his hand, and I'm assuming he's probably going to just go 8 in the face. Pretty cheap turn, usually just what they do. If he does Seaquake this, that'd be crazy. Instead, he plays a Devolve. I think we'll just take this first one. We're both 4-life leaders, so usually when I play other 4-life leaders, I try to keep my life where theirs is. So we are putting on the aggression. We can usually take a lot more. And so with us being very close in life, I'm not too scared to take, and I don't want to get starved out because if we do counter that, we do start to get starved out, I'm assuming. Because we're going to start swinging really heavy on this next turn. Especially now that he developed this blocker, we're going to get rid of that thing pretty easily. It's almost tempting me to play the Kuma instead of these two, especially knowing that we don't really have a 6-Dawn play yet. And this would be a free clear to be very aggressive in the face. Alright, our opponent passes back to us here. I think we're going to do exactly as we planned with the Ivankov. I think that's the best play line here. Trashing... I think we keep the Lindbergh, trash another Karasu, and then cheat out Karasu. -1 there. We're about to go 5 in the face, and then 5 in the face. We have all the pieces we need. This can cheat out the next Karasu on the next turn, basically making him a 3K leader, and we're going to put on the aggression early. If he blocks out here, I may not swing the Belo Betty because it's an easy clear for him, especially because he can make it -2,000 and then use the Ezo just to kill it. I don't think so. We're aggressive. What am I saying? Why would I take away from that? Why would I stop being aggressive? I do have a question for you guys. If you know how to do the backgrounds, how to change your backgrounds on the sim, please leave it down below. I would love to change mine, make a little power-related thing, or see if that's even possible. I honestly have no idea, but that would be pretty fun. This dude's got 8 cards in hand, bro. This is crazy. 7 cards now. He gets -2 to the Ivankov. And he plays... What did he even play? Fire Fist. Did not expect that. He basically just cleared our whole board. Discarding the Crossfire. I did not know I was playing against Ace here. We will take the trigger easily, draw 2 cards, and we are literally koala'd up on a Tuesday afternoon. I think we just go... Do we even care about the Ezo? I really don't think so. I think we just go 5 in a face, see what he wants to do. See what he wants to do there, especially knowing that he's playing a ton of events, it looks like, because that's the only reason you play Fire Fist. Obviously, that's an amazing card. It did exactly what he needed to, and it kind of works in this deck, I'm not going to lie. Helps with the Dofy matchup specifically, so I'm assuming that's why he plays it. We're going to play Belo Betty. Search from the top. See, that wouldn't have even been a good Ivankov, so I'm kind of glad we did that. We will grab, we're going to 8 on our next turn. We may grab Dragon just in case. But also, Lindbergh might be good. I wish we saw an Ivankov here, but we did not. So what we'll do is we'll grab Dragon. We'll Ivankov now, see what we find, and now we'll play Lindbergh. I think we do have to leader ability here, or stage ability, and grab another Ivankov, just because now next turn we can Ivankov into Karasu, and then we still have these two because we're going to 8 Dawn if we need it. So we'll have to just see how he plays it. I'm assuming he's going to 7. We saw him grab a Newgate early in the turn, so he's probably going to Newgate, kill our Lindbergh, which would obviously be really smart here. Swinging 6 at us. Looks like he maybe got rid of the Newgate earlier, putting it on the bottom of the deck. Honestly, probably not smart. We did see him grab that, so I would have probably kept it, but it is what it is. He plays out another Fire Fist, clearing out our board. That is insane. Insane value there. Give him -2, killing that. He's going to go 7 at face. We do have to counter this. We will counter like that. And he has 2 Dawn as active. Very scary stuff. That's very scary indeed. We will play out this using leader ability in a second. I think we should discard the Dragon now to grab another Ivankov. This could be wild. We could get a full board here. We'll double Ivankov, leader ability, discard Koala, +3/+3/+3, cheating out Karasu, and then cheating out Kuma. Now, if he has some rush cards, we could lose on this next turn. I'm not going to lie to you guys. But if that's what happens, honestly, it was worth it, because now we have developed a full board, because this guy's hit every Fire Fist in the world. I've never seen this many Fire Fist. I'm assuming he has some kind of counter event here for 2 Dawn. He does use the Red Hawk. Very smart there. And KO one of your opponent's characters 4,000 power or less, which he could not do because we gave it +3. Good stuff on our end. Didn't even know we played around that. So what would he have to do here to split? Oh, he just plays the Newgate. So he should have done that on curve last turn, in my opinion. But I understand wanting to clear 2 bodies. But I think just clearing the 1 would have been better, especially knowing that he has the 2 extra Dawn this turn. He also could have gone very aggro into face. He's going to be able to give something -2,000 and then maybe play out another scary something. Ezo, going to kill the Belo Betty for free. Simple and to the point. This is probably going to kill our Karasu, I'm assuming, because there's no reason to kill one of the Ivankovs because there's already 2 of them. What are you going to do with it? It is what it is. He might not even swing us, just hoping in case we get the trigger. He doesn't care. We don't get the trigger, so that's fine. We will... Are we going to die next turn? That's the question. I don't know, because what we could do here is play Koala, give this -3, and make sure we kill the Newgate, kill the Ezo, or we could just go into face. I think what we do here is instead of playing the Belo Betty for 1 Dawn, we discard this to decide what we want to do. We do get the Karasu, so we can develop a blocker on our next turn, discarding the Koala, or we could play out the Karasu this turn for us. Do we have guaranteed lethal? I think the blocker is the safer option here, just to be safe, because we can always revert if he does counter out of these next few attacks. So we'll discard this. We can cheat it out, so we can use all of our Dawn, which is obviously going to be nice. We'll swing 9 at face, see what he wants to do. If he can counter out of this, he should. He does not, so we'll go 9 at face, see what you want to do. If he can counter out of this, he should. He can't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 16 at face. GG's to our opponent. Simple and to the point. All right, we're going straight into a match with Purple Luffy. I don't like the 2 Karasus. I love the Searcher, but we couldn't keep it, and we high roll a better hand. I'm very happy about this. I'm very, very happy. Obviously, he chooses to go first. That doesn't really bother us. He grabs a Zoro, so that's what we're assuming he's playing on his next turn. This Morley is going to be very dynamic very soon. As soon as we see our Koala, we grab that thing. We know this is going to be our 4 Dawn turn, so this should be our 5 Dawn, 6 Dawn turn. Karasu would obviously be amazing, but I think this Lindbergh is going to be very good as soon as we find a Koala. So we are going to grab that and just pass turnover. We can literally put our hand in order of importance right now. Inazuma's at the bottom. Kuma, these 2, obviously going to be played on our next turn. This will be the turn after. So this deck literally just makes itself. It tells you what you want to do, and you do it. I don't know if we'll counter out of this first swing. It is only a 5, so I don't think we should just give him a free swing, even though he went down to 4. His deck can really out-resource us by going so wide, and he chooses not to swing us at all, so that's telling us he may try to starve us out here. So we're just going to swing 5 at face, see what he wants to do. I don't know if that was the best option in my opinion. I think it would have been better just to go ahead and get guaranteed swing, especially since I was sitting here contemplating countering. We will discard the Inazuma here, give +3/+3, cheat out a Lindbergh, and then swing. I don't think the extra 1k is worth it at this point. We got the cheat out body by discarding a card, but I don't want to give him an easy kill at this point. I'd rather go into his board or his face first, I think, in this opinion, or in my opinion. If we had the Karasu, I would have swung very easily because that would have demanded so many more resources from his hand. But right now, it's just not the time, guys. This guy is taking life like crazy. He's going to play a 7-drop. Oh, he plays a 7-drop Sanji. So this guy really wants to starve us out. He's going to probably lower down the Ivankov here so we don't get more value out of it. Pretty smart stuff. We're not going to be able to counter out of this, so we won't. I don't think it's worth it. If I was him, I would swing 5 and 6, see what we want to do. I'm personally going to take, unless I get a top 2K off the top, I'm not going to take both. But if I don't get a 2K, I'm just going to take both. So hit me. I dare you. I dare you, brother. He does just pass right back over to us, which I him do it a couple times. So I guess that's not the worst idea. We had literally just drawn a Karasu. We get another Karasu. And I don't even know if we should leader ability here. But we will, because I'm just crazy. Crazy. I was crazy once. 5 at face. Demand some cards. Give me your resources. Give me your children. What? We're going to go 5 at face. I'm not really scared of... I want to get cards out of hand. The 8's probably guaranteed to hit. So some people may say it's best to swing at the Sanji. I would say... you're right. I would say you're right. It's only 2 cards out of hand, but it guarantees cards out of hand, which I think is really important in this matchup, because now we already have him down to 3, and now we can start playing the same game he's been trying to play. So I think we're in a very good spot. Obviously, he can take his own life and ramp up. A 9-drop would be very scary to go against right now. So we're just kind of hoping that he does not leader ability, putting him to 5 cards in hand, plays out the 9-drop. He gets to draw a card back, so he'd have 5 cards at the end of the turn. We have the very strong board, and some rush bodies are possible. He doesn't know you're only playing Rebel Army like we are, or Inazuma, which we obviously are playing that as well. So obviously that's Rebel Army, and I should probably just stop yapping. I should just let the game play. He plays out a 7-drop Luffy. We kind of saw that coming. It's just the usual stuff. It was that or the 9-drop. You just chain those. You literally just go back and forth playing 9-drop, 7-drop, 7-drop, 9-drop, 7-drop, 7-drop. And that's your whole game plan. He played the Sanji on the first one. Now he wants to expand his board, I'm assuming. Or he chooses to play nothing. That's okay too. We're going to let him have this. We're going to have him kill this and this. Call it a day there. I don't think there's anything we really want to give him counter for, because 7 is going to be all 3 cards in our hand. Can't really do anything about it anyways. We could block out, but then that just kills our blocker and our Lindbergh, and then he kills the Belo Betty for free. So there was no way I was going to do anything with that. Now that we don't have many cards in his hand, Lindbergh has no effect, but this would give -3. This would only kill a 2, so there's not much we can do with the hand that we have been dealt. We can leader ability. We will go 6 here, swinging 6 here just to see if we can get another card out of his hand. If we can, we're really going to go strong in the face, developing another blocker, and probably the Lindbergh here, especially knowing that we have 7. So we know we're going to discard the Kuma, give plus to these. We're going to swing 7 at face. If he wants to give us both cards, we will gladly take it. It looks like no. Now if he wants to give us all 3 cards, we'll gladly take it. It looks like no. So now we're going to play out Karasu blocker, Lindbergh, pass turn. This guy is not letting us gain life here, thinking that we are scared. I got a blocker, so he would have to play a 7-drop Sanji here, and then he would only have 2 Dawn. He could ramp up 1 to have 3 Dawn, and what would that be? 7, 8. There's basically no way he can win here. He's going to clear our board. Not too scared of that, especially knowing we now have the Koala in hand. Now we just get rid of the Queen for free. We know he has 1 up for Gum Gum Giant, so we do have to play around the Gum Gum Giant. He's going to clear our board. There's not really a way to stop it because he's just going to go 5. If we counter out of that, he just knows he can go 6, 7, 8, just clear the whole board. We just give it to him and hope he swings our life once. If not, honestly, we're still in a good spot. I really don't want to counter here. I'm not too stressed about it. He goes 8. It's guaranteed. The first swing was just a test. Be like, do you want to do this? Is this really what you want? And we told him no. That's not what we really want to do. Now hit me. Hit me. I sound kind of crazy. If he's just bluffing about having the Gum Gum Giant, we're in a really good spot here, obviously, because we are going to trash this, get +3/+3, and now how do we split? This is 8, 9, 10, wait, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 10, 11. That's what we're going to do. We'll go 10, demand a Gum Gum Giant and a 2K counter, and then we'll go 11 at face. He will take this, probably hoping that we obviously don't go out of body because he wants to have lethal on board, which he presumably would have. He has exactly 11K. Holy cow. GG's. Dang. That was wild. So he was bluffing the Gum Gum Giant. We literally just split perfectly, and we win. Belo Betty, we'll take it. Our life was kind of cracked, too. Wait, was it? Yeah, we had 2 trigger bodies at least. That's kind of crazy. Before you sit here and say I'm playing the easiest matchups, I'm not trying to. I will probably mulligan this hand just because I don't think it had the things we need. I still don't think it has the things we need, especially in this deck, but it's kind of what we're stuck with. He plays the Luffy down. He obviously can't search, and he probably just passes turn. Not much we can do there. Obviously, Akuma would have been nice. We're going to discard the Sabo. That won't be really needed in this matchup. This gives us something to play on our next turn, and we just pass it over. Developing a Belo Betty would have been very nice if we had the one-drop Belo Betty, but we don't. I'm assuming he's going to play Lafitte, maybe a Doc Q, or uses Lafitte Searcher, probably play a Doc Q on the next turn. Pretty easy. He grabs a Van Augur, swings 5 at face. I think we will take this and use that trigger. Draw 2 cards, give me more things. We don't have the Kuma. Let's see if we can find it here. And we don't find it, but we do find a Karasu, which is going to be very good in this matchup. He did not get rid of our on-plays. Not that we really have any to play here. So we're just going to go 5 here. He's going to probably block out. I don't know if he would, but I don't know if I would either. I didn't think so. We're going to play this out, discarding I think the Karasu blocker, give this +3, and then we're going to cheat out. We should do a 4-drop here just because it's better, but he may play Liberation, so we want to play around that in a way by putting out the blocker so that we do get value out of Karasu, especially on this turn knowing we don't get it. He's going to have 5 Dawn. He could easily liberate the Karasu or finger gun it and just kill it. Looks like he does that anyways. He does play the finger gun, and that would have been our Karasu instead, so we wouldn't have gotten that immediate value. We will give him a 2K here. Not too stressed about it. On our next turn, we are obviously going to play one of these Ivankovs. We need to filter these to use them and filter them out. It depends on if he gets rid of our on-plays. That would be kind of scary. I guess we could have taken the value with the Karasu, him killing that instead of the Ivankov, but it is what it is. We won't get our Ivankov effect here. We've honestly low-rolled so far, in my opinion. Suspect, kind, annoying. He plays a Smoker. This character cannot be KO'd. As long as there's a character with a cost of 0 in play, this character gains double attack. Weird tech choice. No counter either. It is what it is. You can just discard it with leader ability. I guess that makes sense. Maybe he's trying new things. And now we get the draw. That's a pretty solid draw, I'm not going to lie to you guys. So we're going to go and filter out these Ivankovs because we don't need them. And grab another Karasu. We will play this. Discard this. Give +3 to both of these. We will cheat out this. And we don't get the on play, but we'll go 7 at face. Just in case he has a trigger, he would kill this. So we're going to go 7 and 7. Super simple. Keep it simple, stupid, as they say. He could hit a finger gun trigger. That would suck, but he does not. Thank good Googly, because every time I play against Marshall D. Teach, he does get the trigger. And that's kind of ruins my day. I'm not going to lie to you guys. We'll be going to 8 Dawn, so technically we can play out both of these characters and still discard whatever we draw, depending on what it is. This would be a nice rush body, swinging 3 times and then once with leader. Almost going for lethal. He will have a blocker on board, but he does not have a board that really scares us. He needs to get some KO power on the board, in my opinion. Getting out a Burgess would be better for next turn, so right now he needs to get out a Doc Q, and he needs to get out a Laboon. Laboon. So what I would do if I was him, I would swing 6 here, play out Laboon, play out Doc Q, KO Karasu. Keep it simple, stupid. Plays out Stronger instead. Stronger will give -2 to one of our characters. He may give -2 here and then play out Doc Q and then play out one of the Burgess I was talking about because we don't have a way to remove Burgess. He discards the Jack here, gives -2 to Karasu. I wonder why. Plays Lafitte, searches with the feet. The feet are searching. He will grab a Hachinosu, play out the Hachinosu. I guess he might have played the stronger just to filter a little more, which may be smart in that situation, just in case he didn't have anything. It looked like he may have low rolled as well. He does have 110 drop, so we do know there's one dud in his hand. We have to keep that into account. Not that he's going to counter much anyways. We're going to give him that. I'm not too stressed about it. And now with 2 Dawn, he has no way to kill this. So puts us in a pretty safe spot. I don't think I'm scared of the Lafitte at this point. So I think it would be better to play both of these. Let's discard the Raise Max just in case we find something better. We do find the Lindbergh, which could be good, just because now we can kill these chump blockers. So we will grab the Lindbergh, I believe, and then play out Inazuma. We will discard the Karasu, give +3 here, here, and here. And we can use all of our Dawn because we can cheat it out. And that's exactly what we're going to do. So what I would do if I was him is probably go ahead and use these blockers on this turn, because if not, the Lindbergh just cleans them up very easily. So now we have, 9, 9, 9. So we'll start with 9. 9 into 4, probably a block here, just for the safe option. He is going to 9, but we don't have any cards in hand, so we can clear up our board pretty easily on the next turn. He does seem to want to take that, which is kind of wild in my opinion. But we'll go 9 again, see what he wants to do. If I was him, I would probably block out. He may give us the other blocker here, so maybe there's a reason not to attack, just because the Lindbergh won't get as much value. But if he plays any of the Lafitte's itself, or any more blockers that are cheap chump blockers, we're kind of fine with that. He can only clear up 1 body here. We'll have 3 on the board, and we will have discard fodder from whatever we draw. It's guaranteed. There's no doubt about it. And even if somehow we put a random card that we weren't supposed to in our deck, what did he do? Oh, Hachinosu. He grabs a Burger. Burger's obviously really good in the situation. He'll get to clear literally whatever he wants, which is smart to be the Karasu. And he plays a Burger. He plays a Van Augur. He develops a Bodies. And now we just go for game. I guess we grab Dragon. Now we Leader Ability. That's what I meant to do. Give +3 to all of these. We'll go 9. It's guaranteed. We won't have anything to KO, but it's 9. We hit you. Let's go 9 again. Let's actually go. The reason we're doing this is because it's guaranteed. And so now if he does use the trigger, it's still guaranteed win. So if it was a trigger to kill this, you see that? Obviously it doesn't matter or do anything. But if it would have been something to kill this, we could have lost. No, wait, we couldn't have. No, I'm stupid. We had guaranteed lethal no matter what. I'm a little slow. GG's, we have an easy time at Marshall D Teach. Whoever commented on my video and said, if your Teach player was actually good and used his leader ability, this deck would get steamrolled. Observe. You see what just happened. Observe. This is easy. This is a light work. This guy means nothing to me. Easy peasy. Alright guys, the tough times are here. We're playing meta threats only. I do not want to keep that hand. That was horrible. This is not very good either. He chose to go first. He will get to leader ability. We are not in a cooking spot, but we can change that very soon. We have 1k counter in our starting hand. Not that we need it, because we're not going to really counter. He gets the buggy off the rip. Pretty solid stuff right there. This matchup is very difficult for us. This is the one matchup that I can't guarantee you guys we win. We cannot. It's 40-60 in my opinion with this deck build. And in my opinion, the guy's YouTube video, this is what he said. He said, in this build, I find myself winning 40-60. I might not be the guy who wins 40-60. We'll get rid of one of the Morleys because this card really helps us keep the tempo. And we'll just grab probably some counter. I think that's not a bad option right now. The Sabo will be horrible in this matchup. This is going to be our first discard fodder. The first thing we just really want to throw away. We don't want this guy. This guy sucks in this matchup. We do not want to be taking life against one of the most aggro leaders in the game. 7 at us. Cheating out a Weevil. Of course. We'll take. No worries. We're going to do what we can here to clean up the board. Play this out. Discard the Sabo. Give +3. And now we will cheat out the Karasu. I want to get rid of this very badly. Please, please, please. Please. Pretty please. We're going to force out some counter here, I'm sure. There's no way he would just give us this for free, but I don't really need to hit him in the face or give him more cards. More cards to counter with when we try to kill his body and clear his board. The biggest thing is keeping the tempo down with going against Doflamingo. Obviously, this is probably a Jinbei turn, so we will have to take one hit from into the life, and then we'll counter out of one of the hits. So he does play the Jinbei into the Boa. Never mind, this is probably a 6 and a 7. We can counter out of the 1 because we grabbed the 2k counter early, thankfully. So anybody who was typing in the chat, that was a misplay, you shouldn't have done that. Well, he's about to swing 7 and 6 into face. So I think we did the right thing personally. Me personally, as a one-piece player. You are just wrong. Having 6k blocker is kind of annoying, I'm not going to lie to you guys. He might even just go 7 and then disregard swinging the Weevil just to force us to swing our bodies first and try to start starving us out. Looks like that's not what's going to happen. If I was him, I probably would have not done that just in case we didn't counter and we got some crazy trigger. But you misplay, you misplay. It is what it is. We'll take this. No trigger, sadly. Kind of hurts to see. We do get the dragon, which is going to be very good. I just want to see what we cheat out first, which is going to be Karasu. Karasu is solid. Not going to lie to you guys. I think we will discard. I think we're going to play a Belo Betty here, grab a 2K counter, and then discard the dragon just because he's having a very aggressive start as well. And now we will go 8 into 3. It's basically guaranteed. We probably should have swung 8 here first, if you want my honest opinion, just to try to clear the board. Just in case he gets a trigger like this. Nope, no trigger. We should have swung the 8 first. I did misplay there, took the wrong steps, just because we do need to clear up his board, because we could have gone 8 here. See what he wants to do. If he doesn't want to do anything, go 8 again. He probably wants to counter out of this one, I'm not going to lie, because he knows it's guaranteed to stay on the board, as he does. He plays Kaya, which is kind of weird, I'm not going to lie. This is just a noob check. He can free block out of this if he's smart. So maybe we should have done the 5 first, but we couldn't have because we need the Karasu. He's not a noob, good to know. He's not a beginner. He has a very menacing board. He could actually threaten lethal on this turn, and we could be cooked. We have 3K counter. We might have wanted to get rid of the Ivankov, but we don't know if he's going to go for board. If he goes for board and we get rid of Ivankov, we're kind of in a tough spot, but it is what it is. It's the game we play. It's the game we play. 6 here split is 8, 5, or 8, 7, 8. So he could go 6, 7, 8, 8. He wants to go 8 first. Kind of goofy, not going to lie. We cannot trigger this out because we would be cooked. He wants to go 7. So we know 1, 2, 7, and 7, it looks like. No. Yeah, 7 and 7. So 2K, 1K, 1K. We need this to be a 2K. It's no counter. It was no counter. Well, if we would have gone to the top, we could have grabbed the koala, and then we would have not lost the game on that turn. But more than likely, we were in a cook spot because he had 2, 3, 4, 5K counter, 6, 7, and trigger right here. So we would have had to hit him with the whole board. Could we have lost? I think we would have won on the clapback, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits would have to hit. Guys, that's Belo Betty. That was the deck list. I enjoyed it. It actually felt very smooth. You only miss if you don't get your Belo Betty searcher, which I know sounds crazy, that or the Raise Max, and we really didn't get much out of the Raise Max, which kind of sucked. So maybe this is our tech spot, is the Raise Max. Maybe there's something to move out, but just having a 1-drop to play is really, really strong. The stage was good, but I think if it's not necessary, you know what I mean? It can definitely help, but it just is another card you lose in your hand, and it doesn't give you value on the board, which put it in a tougher spot for me personally. So I think it has the normal deck list build. I think maybe dropping this wouldn't be horrible. Maybe going down to 2, and maybe the Raise Max down to 0, and finding a few little tech options that you enjoy or some good triggers out of life, maybe some more counter, especially knowing like that Doflamingo game we could have won with a 2K, but we only play 8. So if we maybe just had 2 more, we might not have lost. Granted, it was a Morley that was in the life, not a Raise Max, but you get my point there. Belo Betty, like I said, is just one of my favorite decks, and so I really enjoyed this list. It felt very smooth, as I said earlier. If you enjoyed it, let me know down below. And if you're building Belo Betty or you played it locally and you won a tournament, I need to know because I'm about to do the same thing this Wednesday. Hope you guys are ready for that. Obviously, the Inazuma was very important, just having a rush body. You didn't see it too much tonight, but it's good when you need it, I promise. You can watch other deck profiles if you don't believe me. Ivankov, amazing card. You saw it. Dynamic, perfect, plays out another character. Every time we got it, we basically won the game, except Doflamingo, because we only lost once. Karasu, P, GOAT, best thing ever. I should say Crow, not GOAT, but I'm funny. Koala, -3 and a 2K counter. I'm telling you, just every card's an MVP in its own way. Because you pair this with this, or the Lindbergh, no matter what, this card can be amazing. You give me a Raise Max, a Koala, and a Lindbergh on the board, and I'm killing just about anything and everyone. The weird thing, I have a weird little qualm to explain real quick. And I know this isn't very important because technically you can use the Lindbergh. So if we were playing Jewelry Bonnie and they played out the Eustace Kid, and now we give it -3 with Koala, and then we give it -3 with Raise Max, technically we could only swing the Eustace Kid. So even when we kill it, the attack is just null and void. kind of weird there. I just thought of that. That's random disclaimer, weird thing. But you could use this effect to just kill the Rosinante blocker that they probably played out, or the chump blocker they have on the board instead, which is the smarter option, but just a weird thing I thought of. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. I don't know. Ivankov was just really clutch. Just playing something from the top 3 cards of the deck, always hitting. I've never felt that. It's like going to the casino that just hands you money. Like an anti-casino, basically. Every time you do blackjack, you hit blackjack. And every time you pull a slot, you win $1 million. So I like this card. I like this card a lot. Raise max, I said it. It's mid. It's all right. It is what it is. I think we could have definitely played a few other things to see more out of the Morley itself. The Morley's a good card, but you didn't really see it because it's mainly just black, yellow, Luffy kind of tech. You need to see this in your first hand twice. So you need to see both of them to win black, yellow, Luffy. But if you can dodge that matchup, you're in a good spot. That and Doflamingo. Doflamingo is winnable, though, guys. I promise. Just not this one time. Kuma, great card. Get it out of life. Very solid. This card, the trigger was the most important thing. That was the MVP of the day, just drawing 2 cards. Even though every time I did use this trigger, it was just horrible cards. I drew 2 of the stages. Like, that was so stupid. Koala was good once and never again. Honestly, the weakest cards are these 2 as well. These would be my other 2 weak cards, but they are good for the deck in specific matchups, just very specific times. So I would just say, heed my warning. This is only good if your opponent's like trying to starve you out, and that's when you want to see this, is going against Enel. Karasu, MVP, wins you games, GG's. Rush Dragon, wins you games, GG's. Stage, we already talked about, it's aight. It's aight. Guys, that's Belo Betty. Like and subscribe. Get in the Discord down below. Hang out. I'm going to be updating it. If there's something you see that I should change or fix or whatever, let me know down below. I'm still learning how to make a Discord. This is my first ever Discord server, so I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.